Today is Friday, June 7th. As I think about all the things that I have on my plate, I realize that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I look at the things in a different way. I look at them as a platform to be able to minister to other people, to share and add value, and to touch the lives of those who may be feeling alone, may be feeling depressed, may be feeling down, may be feeling that they don't matter, that they're invisible. So today is a day for you to reflect in your own life. What are some things that you can do to get out of your head, get out of your own way, and to move forward with your dreams and aspirations? Of course, the dreams are big. They seem to be impossible at the state that they're in. But you know why they're so big? It's because you haven't got started. Everything looks hard before you get started. I sometimes can have the hardest time making dinner for a family of 15. It could be overwhelming. I got to get started. I got to make this dish or this entree. But if you don't get started, it's never going to get done. And a lot of times you find that when you do get started, there are people around who are willing to help you share the load in the goal that you are striving for. They're willing to jump all in with you, do what they enjoy doing. And so that makes the job a lot easier. It's a lot easier to clean the house with 7 people cleaning rather than one person doing 7 jobs. So you got to get started. You can't wait till tomorrow. You can't wait till next week, because those things are not promised. And if you're not doing something now, it's only going to get bigger by more life distractions, things coming up that you hadn't anticipated, other people's emergencies. You just have to get out there and do it. And you have to combine your efforts with people who are already being active. This is why it is so important to get with a coach, because this is somebody who can hold you accountable. They are already active. They constantly take the time to create strategies so that they can give people shortcuts on how to get things accomplished. So it's good to get started with a group that's already moving. If I had to clean a house, I'd rather clean with a cleaning company that's already established rather than trying to clean by myself. And so we should take that same philosophy in life. If you can join with somebody who's already doing what you're doing, if you're so overwhelmed with having your own business, get into the field that you're interested in and start out as an entry-level worker so you can see the dynamics of what it takes to run a business, and then branch off and start your own. We don't have to start at the top, and there's different ways to start strategically in order to be successful. So you can start with shadowing them. Hey, I'm interested in your type of business, thinking if this is something that I want to do. Do you mind if I shadow you for a couple of weeks so that I can see each part of the organization, how it runs, and what some of the pros and cons are? There's all different ways for you to accomplish a goal. And a lot of times, if you think about how big it is, you don't see anything that is positive about getting started. You're looking at your fear. You're looking at the resources you don't have. You're looking at the skills that you don't have, the lack of experience. The list can grow on and on with all the unknowns. But just start with the things you do know. You have a desire. Okay? You need to learn the skills. Get with somebody that can teach you. You may need funding. find ways that you can barter, that you can trade your services in exchange for some of the resources that you need. So the possibilities are endless. Get with people that are like-minded. They help you solve problems rather than allow your problems and obstacles to stop you. So I just had to take this moment because there are periods in my life where I get overwhelmed. I think about all the things that I desire to do and all the opportunities that come across my desk. And, I realize that there's a limit to what I can do. And sometimes when we realize those limits, it begins to put us in a state where we want to be comfortable. We don't like not knowing what lies ahead. And part of change and growth is facing that unknown. It is jumping in feet first and, learning as you go, because there's so many skills and opportunities for growth when you do that. You can't grow being comfortable. A child can't go from crawling to walking without taking the risk of falling, as they learn how to walk. And so the same thing is with us. We have to remember that we have a childlike innocence when it comes to pursuing new things, and we're not going to be an expert. So we have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So this is really kind of like an opportunity for me to encourage myself, because I have so many things going on, but I know, like I said in the beginning, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's where my strength comes from. It's knowing that I have to serve a God that's greater than me, that allows me the opportunity to take part in all these different opportunities. I believe he brings them to me so that I can give him the glory, and that I can find ways that I can collaborate with other people in order to accomplish the goal. I believe as long as I am not in a place to where I have to get all the glory, then the blessings are going to continue to flow. So I want to encourage anybody out there, who is feeling like they don't know what lies ahead and they have all these dreams and aspirations. Just get started. Don't be stuck in a rut. Stop blaming people for why things aren't working. Stop looking at what you don't have and look at what you do have. Get out there, talk to people, get a new group of friends if you need ones that are going to encourage you. Stop living in doubt and just take action on the things that you have been blessed with. All your skills and talents, don't let them lay dormant, because what purpose is it going to serve if you're not using them? So this is a word of encouragement as we go into the weekend. Take some time to reflect on what it is that you can do, what some of your strengths and weaknesses are. Focus on those strengths and move forward in life. Start accomplishing those dreams and aspirations that you have, because tomorrow is not promised. That's all I have for today. This is Lachelle Atkins, America's Supermom, signing off. Bye.